Good morning, students. Today's topic of discussion is menstrual cycle. What is menstrual cycle? The monthly cycle of changes in the ovaries and the lining of the uterus for the implantation of the blastocyst and menstruation when fertilization does not occur constitutes the menstrual cycle. This activity takes about 28 to 29 days. The menstrual cycle is the hormone-driven cycle. The first menstruation begins at puberty and is called menarche. In human female, menstrual cycle ceases around 50 years of age, and this stage is termed as menopause. Now, let us discuss about menstrual cycle. Here we can see the diagram of hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. The hypothalamus, on instigation, releases gonadotropin releasing hormone, which stimulates the anterior pituitary gland to release follicle stimulating hormone. Follicle stimulating hormone then stimulates the growth of the selected primary follicle. The primary follicle then develops into Graafian follicle, which under the influence of FSH further grows. Hence, FSH induces the growth and development of the Graafian follicles as well as the primary oocyte or the future egg. The FSH also stimulates or induces the Graafian follicle cells to secrete another hormone, that is estradiol. The estradiol then induces the anterior pituitary gland to secrete another hormone, known as luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone induces the mature Graafian follicle to release the secondary oocyte. This process of release of the secondary oocyte is known as ovulation. Hence, we can say that luteinizing hormone induces ovulation. The estradiol hormone not only induces the secretion of luteinizing hormone by the pituitary gland, but also prepares the endometrial lining of the uterus for implantation. The estradiol also induces the anterior pituitary gland to stop the secretion of follicle stimulating hormone or to stop this stage where the development of the follicle cells are taking place is known as proliferating or follicular phase. Next, after the release of the secondary oocyte, the ruptured graphene follicle under the influence of luteinizing hormone is converted into a large yellowish mass of cells called corpus luteum. The luteinizing hormone also induces the corpus luteum to release a hormone known as progesterone and a little bit of estradiol. Progesterone and estradiol maintain the pregnancy, that is, maintain the endometrial lining and help in the implantation of the blastocyst into the endometrial lining of the uterus and maintains the pregnancy. It also induces the uterine wall to release nutritive fluid. For the development, if fertilization does not take place, then the egg undergo autolysis. As a result, the level of progesterone and estradiol decreases. Due to the decrease in the level of progesterone and estradiol, the endometrial lining newly formed dies. These dead cells or lining then sloughed off or cast off from the main uterine lining along with the blood vessels and fluid, and they are released through the vagina. This is known as menstruation or bleeding. This phase again induces the secretion of FSH by the anterior pituitary gland. Hence, the menstrual cycle again begins. Thank you.